While Jordan had mostly steered clear of developing close ties with the so-called enemy, there was one notable exception. In 1984, during the U.S. Olympic trials, Jordan struck up a friendship with the incomparable Charles Barkley before either had played a minute in the NBA. Jordan led the team in scoring and won a gold medal. Barkley got cut. No matter, an instant connection was forged between the two. Their personalities were as contrary as their physical appearances. MJ was reserved, measured, politically correct, while Barkley was gregarious, impetuous, a bit reckless, and unafraid to voice his opinions. So how did these two click? Barkley explains.
One thing I'm great at, I'm not in awe of anybody. We played golf and had dinner, but I was like, I'm not at dinner with Michael Jordan. I'm here with a dude. We playing golf. I'm trying to kick his ass. So I think he admired that and respected that.
Barkley's friendship with Jordan was unlike any other. MJ had global popularity and wealth, well beyond NBA standards, and his friends benefited from a lifestyle that was incalculable to most. Barkley recalls a trip he took with Jordan and former NBA player Darrell Walker, also a confidant of his airness, in the late 90s, after Jordan had retired and Barkley's season with the Houston Rockets ended.
Michael called me and says, "What you doing?" It was like 3 a.m. I said, "Well, we lost, season's over, blah, blah, blah." He says, "I'll pick you up at the airport in like 5 hours." I'm like, "Where we going?" "We're just gonna go play golf. Season's over for you." I'm like, "Okay, I ain't got shit to do." So he picks us up in his private jet. I get on there, Darrell's on there and things like that, and got a couple other guys, and Darrell says, "Yo, man, we can't ever do anything to screw this friendship up." You know, in my 36 years of being in the limelight, I've only met 2 people who people absolutely lose their fucking mind over. That's Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. Like, and I've been around some of the biggest ever.
Barkley, Jordan, and Tiger Woods became regular golfing and gambling companions. They played at exclusive clubs and mingled with some of the most famous people in the world. But none of them, says Barkley, measured up to the wow factor of his 2 friends. Jordan and Barkley had never competed against each other in the postseason until 1993, when the Suns played the Bulls in the finals. It was a year in which Barkley was named league MVP and transformed Phoenix into a rabid basketball town. Jordan says in spite of the Suns and Barkley's great season, he was unconcerned.
I wasn't worried about Barkley because I didn't think he had the work ethic to beat us, because I think he didn't like to practice. So I wasn't worried. But he was a genuine friend. Don't get me wrong. I thought he was, very funny, and I enjoyed spending time with him. We liked playing golf.
Rumors ran rampant during the 93 finals that Jordan invited Barkley to hit the links, break bread, and party with him until morning, all with the intent of gaining a psychological edge. Barkley swears he didn't play golf or have dinner with Jordan during those finals, although his former teammate Cedric Sabalas claims he saw the 2 superstars playing cards at 2 a.m. before Game 2. What really irks Barkley is the idea he could be manipulated into going soft on Jordan.
It's an insult because as no person I ever wanted to beat more than I wanted to beat Michael when we played them in the finals. It was crazy, but he's the greatest player ever. And when I played against him, it was really personal.
Jordan says when he lined up against Barkley, it was the exact opposite of personal. He looked through his friend as if he were a total stranger.
On the court, I could compartmentalize my competitive nature. And man, I didn't see you as, a guy I went to dinner with last night, And I think that's what people misunderstood. They thought I was trying to apply some type of strategy to it, when in essence, I really wasn't.
Jordan recalls an interview in which he heard Stan Van Gundy, the longtime coach who now works as a television commentator, make the assertion that Jordan was playing games by whining and dining his friends, like Barkley and Patrick Ewing.
Stan Van Gundy said I would con the guys into going to dinner with him and then rip their throats out, in the game. I said that's not fair. I mean, my personality is my personality. I can separate, and I consider these guys friends. I wasn't trying to condemn. That's not who I am. That's not my personality. And I took offense to that comment.
Jordan and the Bulls prevailed in the 1993 finals in 6 games, in spite of Barkley's efforts. It was a grueling series, yet unlike Bill and Wilt and Isaiah and Magic, their relationship emerged intact. They conducted a heartwarming joint interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2005 to discuss their unique relationship, with Barkley hilariously sauntering on stage modeling a powder blue Air Jordan sweatsuit.
Here, you two say you're like brothers?
You know, I'm only, 3 days older?
He says he's my older brother, but he's only 3 days older.
3 days older.
That's what he always says.
Who's the wiser?
The trouble started when Jordan got into management. After a brief comeback with the Wizards in the early 2000s, Jordan bought a minority stake in the Charlotte Bobcats and became their head of basketball operations. Charles recalls a phone call he had with MJ in 2006.
I was calling Michael to give him some advice on the draft. And this is the first time we ever had a real disagreement. I said, who are you thinking about taking? He says, I'm thinking about taking Adam Morrison. I said, what? Because you can't take Adam Morrison. I said, Michael, he doesn't have a position. No. And I said, he might be a nice kid. He says, well, my coaches like him. I says, let me ask you a question. Did you say you liked him first or they agreed with you? He's like, what do you mean? He says, Michael, nobody wants to disagree with you. They're intimidated by you. Fuck you, motherfucker. These guys can be honest with you. I said, no, Michael, calm down, Michael, calm down. I says, Michael, you intimidate people.
Jordan drafted Morrison with the 3rd overall pick. He tore his ACL and played 3 undistinguished seasons in the NBA, 2 with Charlotte, before retreating to Europe. 6 years later, Barkley did a radio interview in Chicago. The host asked Barkley if he thought Jordan was an effective front office manager.
Even though Michael was a best friend, I had to tell the truth. And I said it. I said, yo, I'm not sure, Michael. And he had been through a bad run, too. So I would have lost all credibility. I said, I don't know if Michael's ever going to be successful because he only hires his friends. And they're just yes men. And I go to work that night. I see his name pop up. He is calling me every motherfucker, you son of a bitch, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Michael, I got to do my job, blah, blah, blah. And he goes ballistic, and we have not talked since that night.
That is so sad to me.
It's painful for me because the guy was like a brother to me. And I love him like a brother, but I wish he had talked to me about it because number one, I think I was right. But, it is what it is. It's really sad and unfortunate. But I'd do anything for the guy if he called me. But yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Have you ever tried to reach out to him in the last few years?
No, Jackie, I can't do that. I can't do that because that to me would be like admitting I was wrong.